Hello, true duelists. My name is Greg Fee, and as always, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. We start this week by going over the past weekend's YCS, the Remote Duel YCS Latin America, where I can give congratulations to Jean-David Guerrero Sanchez for winning the event, piloting a Sprite deck into the finals, and of course winning, being the first deck in quite some time to win a YCS not named Tier Shizu. A sincere congratulations for that. And as far as Konami is concerned, that's the only thing worth noting for this entire event, because this tweet here is literally the only thing they've posted online in regard to this entire event. No blogs, no other tweets of any kind. That's it, a singular tweet. Granted, that's a whole tweet more than YCS Sydney got, so I guess that's progress. Credit to Konami, I've heard reports that there was intended to be a stream that got canceled 10 hours prior to the event, which is unfortunate. But again, a blog coverage would have been nice. A second tweet maybe, that would have been really cool. Still, it remains incredibly lame to me that these events get so little coverage. And I will give a shout out and thanks to the Shadow Games and Sebto360, two content creators online who did what Konami wouldn't and got not just the entire deck list of the champion, but of the top 32 as well. So kudos to them, because without them, I would have nothing else to really tell you or report on. These graphs, thanks again to Sebto360, show that Tier Shizu took 50% of the top 32 at this event, with only half of all tops. There's also the usual smattering of Sprite and Fluonderies, because that's this format, of course. And there were one apiece of Draco Slayer, Dragon Link, Mathmech, and for the first time since Magnificent Mavens, a Crystal Beast deck as well. Crystal Beast playing Mathmech. Now, that's an error in the script. That should have said for the first time Mathmech topped. So I'm going to do my due diligence here and just shoot the script writer real quick, because that's an error we shouldn't allow to happen here, folks. I apologize. It's the one and only Craig Feet. Still, Louis Nascimento brought a Crystal Beast deck with a Tecton Mathmech engine in a move so advanced and based that I can safely say he needs his own cooking show, because we need to let him cook. And of course, yes, it's the modern format, so in regards to the bestial showings, they were in just about every deck not named Fluonderies, because we know how good these cards are, generically and in particular against the best deck of the format. Still, if you're interested in the Crystal Beast Mathmech deck specifically, or Rainbow Cybers, I don't know, I'm trying to come up with something, it's not playing bestials. Instead, it mains Dimension Shifter, so you gotta be playing something degenerate to get top 8 these days. We all know that to be true. Beyond these outliers, though, this was a relatively standard event for the format. The lack of Tier Shizu tops could be from a lack of people with the cards, maybe. It is the most expensive deck at current. I can't tell you for sure. But seeing as how I don't even know how many people were at the event, it's kind of all up in the air. Again, this might be a continuing trend of people either sick of the deck because it's the one thing to play, or feeling that they now know how to out its boards. I couldn't tell you. Either way, thanks to Konami for not letting me even report how many people played. This marks Sprite's first win in quite some time, confirming that it is still a solid deck able to win, and showing itself more capable than Fluonderies, seeing as how Flu has reached second place plenty of times with 0 wins in the YCS tops, so that's lovely to see our Plasma Gentlemen have at least 1 win in the Tier 0 format. I have no bias against Fluonderies, of course, I just fucking hate birds. The next YCS will be twofold. YCS Lyon in France, as well as the Team YCS Mexico City in Mexico, are both on the weekend of February 11th and 12th. And God willing, at least one of those will receive actual coverage for me to go over. And lastly, Konami has announced the New Zealand Open to take place on March 4th of this year, a 128-person Swiss tournament. Just for our duelists who aren't down under, that's Australia. and Australia's not New Zealand. I think they don't like that. So I don't know what the catchphrase for New Zealand is. I don't know. The Lord of the Rings people. Still, but the reason I bring it up is, please, if you are playing at that event, I would love it if 128 true duelists could storm the event sign up within the first available signups, and every single person bring the Ice Barrier structure deck. That would be great. Then I can report that the unsleeved Ice Barrier structure deck topped in tier limit format. That's almost impossible. It's not going to happen, but it could, and that would be based. So New Zealand, get on that, please. Please. For those of us not in the world of Lord of the Rings, however, we can look forward to something else with Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, an event set to take place this weekend on January 28th and 29th at official tournament stores. Prizing for this event will include some truly dope pearly accessories, including a playmat and field center. And of course, this is happening on the first weekend in which my day job will require me to work all weekend. Truly, I am being held down by lamestream media. Nothing else to say here. Go out and win a pearly mat, and if you do, leave a comment so I can buy it off you. In core set news, Photon Hypernova has had more information for the set revealed, with Konami teasing a video confirming that one of the Starlight rares for the set will be a reprint of Mirror Jade Dragon just for branded players. And as a reminder to me to finally get off my ass and try playing that deck. More notably, however, is the confirming of rarities for a number of the Kashitra cards. The Field Spell, the pseudo-unexpected die card of sorts, and the Macro on-leg Xyz monster are all secret rares. Both of the spell cards are mandatory 3-ofs in the deck, and the Xyz is almost always at least a 2-of, but guaranteed you need 1 of it. So, nice and pricey for any of you Kashtira fans out there. There's also the fact that the Kashtira Arise Heart and the Tier Limit Kashitra are all ultra rares as well. So, suffice it to say, the new meme name for the deck is Kashtira, a true successor to the long-standing name of Konami. Other notable rarities in the set: Big Welcome Labyrinth, the new Generator Xyz, and the 2 new Albaz Fusion monsters are all ultra rares, and the new Rank 8 Spriggans Xyz monster is secret rare alongside Waybridge, which is a trap card that can force the opponent to clear their board until they only have 1 monster. Not a bad thing, not a terrible secret, and hopefully it stays low so I can afford it. Oh, and also there's the fact that the new Plunder Ship is a super rare. Hell, it might even be peasant rare, so for any of you Plunder bling enthusiasts, sucks to suck, I guess. There's really not much else to say. As more content creators are revealing archetypes, we should be able to get more information on which cards exactly are secret rares, and notable note goes to Konami representative Douglas Zeef, who's already given us a look at the new Gold Pride, or Shame as it should be, archetype, which for more information on, you can check out this week's new card report. Spoiler alert, they're bad. Still, what's my take on all these rarities? I'm fine if less people can afford to play Kashtira, that's just me. I only care about the Photon cards. They should be good and cheap. Which is good, because that deck deserves to be cheap, seeing as how poorly it plays against the meta. I don't want to pay big money for bad cards. Look, I don't care if it's good or not competitively. I play it because the dragons look cool. In OCG news, 2 things shine through. Firstly, Tier Limit continues to be a top contender in their neutered form. How much this says about the OCG metagame as opposed to what exactly it says about their player base, I couldn't tell you, not with any certainty. What I do know is that a number of these reportings come from locals level events, which is not always accurate to what will be happening at, say, a YCS. But these same charts also show that Super Heavy Samurai is a decent deck as well, which I didn't think I'd ever have to say. My 2015 self is ashamed of what this world has become, but god damn it if it doesn't show just how crazy this game can get. In a world post-Tier Shizu Tier 0, Super Heavy Samurai stands as a contender. What the fuck? Congratulations, I guess, to any Super Heavy Samurai players, and now it sucks to be me because I have to find a new universally bad deck to make fun of when talking about bad decks. Who knows? Maybe Gold Pride. Just as long as it ain't a dual terminal archetype. I want to try and be original. Oh, and the other thing worth note happening this week in regards to the OCG was the announcement of the next Duelist pack. Yes, this time focusing on fire attribute cards. This is exciting news for TCG players as long as we ignore the fact that the Earth Duelist pack was dismantled and pieced out into 3 separate packs, and this one almost certainly will be as well. Still, there are only so many fire decks in the game, let alone fire decks that were played in the anime. Flame Swordsman is pretty much guaranteed to be getting support since it's the Dual Monsters one, and of course they're going to support Dual Monsters, but decks like Battle Boxer, Salamangreat, and most hype of all, Volcanic are all decks that could be getting support in this set. With there having been no new Pyro monsters in 2022, and I don't count the one from Gold Pride, so fuck that one as well, we can maybe actually get a new Pyro support in Yu-Gi-Oh! Finally. But you know what would be even funnier? If we didn't. How funny would it be if in the Fire pack, all we got were a bunch of Warrior and Cybers cards? I would gladly report on that. I can play that shit up to be annoying so easily. That'd be easy content. That would be super funny. I play Volcanic. I don't want that to happen, but it'd be pretty funny, so we'll see. Hopefully we get Volcanic. I'm biased. Regardless of what we get, I'll be going over those cards when they're revealed to us in the new card report. That's right, folks. There's ban list news this week. But don't worry, because you're probably one of how many people who are confused, because now with the monthly Master Duel ban lists, people don't specify where and what game a card is banned in. You just see tweets like, they banned Toad, and then you have a panic attack as a TCG player, or maybe as a Master Duel player. Who knows? Who knows? Things happen, and I love that this is the new standard. Yes, there's a new Master Duel ban list to take effect on February 5th, and as is always the case in the game, a number of cards were semi-limited. It's a little note. Tigboo, Dimension Shifter, and Conquistador are all at 2, with Eldritch loving that, I guess, as well as Grass Looks Greener going to 2 as a preemptive hit to tier. Oh, and Infernity Launcher went to 2 as well. That might be fun to fool around with. Grass is interesting because grass in tier limits could be something. I don't believe that saw play in many tier limit decks in the OCG, but that doesn't mean the TCG players aren't willing to fuck around and find out. As for the unlimits, Pankratops is now at 3, which is insane to me. Pank seems so good generically, and I guess since it's a best of 1, they're like, who gives a shit? Put it to 3, let's see what happens. I feel like they maybe shouldn't do that, but they clearly feel like doing that actively, so we know who won out in that regard. Cursed Outland also went to 3, so Eldritch might be crawling back. I'm sure people love to hear that. But where it truly gets notable is in the bans. Union Carrier makes sense to me because Union Carrier Buster Lock sucks donkey dick to play against, and ABC players bitch about everything all the time anyway, so them complaining about this is nothing new. But the other ban is part of the continued attempt by both God and Konami to stop me from playing Paleozoic Frog. Yes, Totally Awesome has been banned, almost certainly in a preemptive hit to Sprite before they come to Master Duel, which is something almost everyone agrees is really fucking dumb. Especially since Runic Sprite, a deck that saw plenty of top tier success in the TCG, will be fully playable on Master Duel still. Everyone has been complaining about Runic as a solo deck in Master Duel for a few weeks now, so I'm sure adding Runic Stun alongside Sprite end boards for even stronger, deck in general will be a very fun and enjoyable experience. But hey, it's okay. They've got 1 less negate on board as they draw 3 extra cards per turn. Love game, dude. This is, of course, in my opinion, a dumb maneuver, and also, god fucking damn it, I just want to play my mid as fuck control deck with the froggies and the trap cards. It's hard enough to win as it is playing that deck at full strength minus grass without Konami killing Ronin in one format I play in and now Toad in the other. I am being oppressed. In community news, there's a big story from YouTuber and streamer MBT this week. The content creator best known for Ussy jokes, homosexuality, and the Chalice Line Monthly has announced Master Duel tournament for North American Master Duel players. Yes, the Masters Circuit Series will be a weekly tournament held on Master Duel with weekly prize poolings of $1,000, with tournaments going through from February through to May, as well as a $10,000 invitational playoff in June. These will be free to enter, and for further details, MBT has info on a video he posted, which I'll include a link to in this video's description. This is a great thing for the community and a chance to attend a serious event, as well as to help Master Duel be taken more seriously broadly. Because if Master Duel only is going to get support from Konami in the EU, then NA players will have to do it ourselves. So kudos to MBT for being the NA players themselves. And to any EU players complaining, you get the bunny plush, so you clearly win out, so fuck you, you're not allowed to complain. Unless you give me a bunny plush, then you're allowed to complain. That's the caveat, that's the trade, that's the exchange. There isn't much more to say here in regard to these events. This is a great opportunity for players to win money broadly, and for clout chasers like my dumbass, for, to try and grow my channel a bit maybe. Who knows? I will have to make a Master Duel deck, but maybe I'll actually stream something. That could happen in the near future. Let me know if you're interested. And otherwise, get grinding on Master Duel. Get better, kids, because you could win yourself some money. And that right there is the real news and what's really exciting. And lastly for this week, I'll give a shout out to the one and only Kotton for starting his YouTube channel. Yes, he's released his first vlog of his time at YCS Sydney, going over what he was doing during and before and even after his 4th YCS championship win. I watched and enjoyed the video and recommend you watch it too because I liked it. And broadly, I'm always looking forward to getting a look at the pro players' experiences with the game. There's also talk of him providing more in-depth analysis of tier limits as a deck this format, and I'll always welcome another look at our game from a perspective that I can then parrot blindly without real understanding of to you. I'm kidding, of course. I will try to understand as best I can. Check out his channel if you're interested, or don't. I don't really care. I'm not effective. I don't know the guy. I'm just letting you know about it, okay? You live your life. I'm just here to report the news. And so, with that being said, it's time for our sponsor. Shoutouts, as always, go to our sponsor, the LIFD Magnetic Display. The best means that I know to put your super heavy samurai cards on display, to remind yourself that nothing is certain, and the thought that all you do is meaningful will abandon you one day. Or any of your other favorite cards. Because if you want to get yourself 15% off this fantastic display, you can use promo code YGOSTRATS15 or click the link in the description to support the channel, LIFD, and your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Thanks as always to LIFD for the sponsor, and thanks to you for being a true duelist. And so that'll wrap it up for this week's update. As always, I've been your host, Craig Fee. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to YGO Strats to impress your smoking Italian wife, and so you too can be a true duelist.